In March 2023, the serene landscapes of southern Malawi were shattered by the wrath of tropical cyclone Freddy. Over the course of 5 harrowing days, torrential rains pounded the region, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. Villages were submerged, homes were swept away, and crops were annihilated. Thousands of lives were upturned as families grappled with the loss of property, injuries, the heartbreaking toll of lives lost, both human and animal. Across 15 districts, the aftermath of Cyclone Freddy echoed the scars of past disasters. Nsanje district, among the hardest hit, bore witness to the grim reality. Over 131,000 households felt the brunt of the cyclone's fury, with lives lost, injuries sustained, and loved ones missing. But amidst the ruins, hope emerged. In areas where churches' action in relief and development caught, with support from Scottish Government and Scottish International Aid Fund through Trocare implemented the Loss and Damage Action Research Project, communities rallied in the face of adversity. Despite their losses, villages such as Mambundungu, Ntemangawa, Nsanje, and Ngabu refused to surrender to despair. They banded together to rebuild shattered lives and dreams. The toll of Freddy's fury extended far beyond shattered homes and flooded fields. From collapsed infrastructure to disrupted education, the scars ran deep, leaving communities grappling with the daunting task of rebuilding their shattered lives. Yet, the road to recovery was fraught with challenges. Families struggled to reclaim what was lost, grappling with the urgent need for environmental protection, access to clean water, and the daunting task of rebuilding livelihoods. Loss and Damage Action Research Projects, aiming to mitigate the aftermath of the cyclone's fury by empowering our communities and building back better in Nsanje. Specifically, our efforts are focused on group village headmen Mambundungu, Ntemangawa, Nsanje, and Ngabu. In collaboration with the Scottish Government, SCIF, and Trocare, CARD has intervened to reduce the impacts of cyclones and prevent future occurrences. Our actions include planting 6,500 agroforestry trees and 1,200 giant bamboos along riverbanks and throughout the catchment area. We have supported the implementation of district-level contingency plans by pre-positioning resources such as blankets, baskets, and utensils, as well as offering psychosocial support training for civil protection committees benefiting 19 females and 42 males. Through the micro-grants in the form of group cash transfers totaling 5 million kwacha per community, we have targeted assistance to 12,238 females and 8,531 males. We have installed weather monitoring equipment in 3 schools for early warning purposes, benefiting 5,746 females and 4,223 males. Furthermore, we have provided playground equipment to child care centers, benefiting 417 children. To address water accessibility, we have drilled 4 boreholes, 3 in Mambundungu and 1 in Ngabu, providing training to 9 females and 16 males in shelter cluster management and protection. Additionally, we have procured and distributed protective equipment to 29 females and 80 males who are members of the Village Disaster Risk Management Committee. Moreover, we have supported village risk management committees with mobility push bikes and further facilitated district-level contingency plan implementation through resource prepositioning. Melton Nuhanga, the executive director at CARD, offers valuable insight into the importance of implementing the project undertaken by the organization.
Several areas get affected by climate change or effects of climate change. And in the past, we have emphasized so much on the adaptation or resilient building or mitigation. But throughout, we have been thinking about what happens if something goes beyond adaptation. So the loss and damage aspect comes in to look at what are the sort of losses and damages that communities suffer because of the effects of climate change. So us as Churches Action and Relief and Development, we have been working with partners funded by the Scottish Government to do a research so that we find out what constitutes loss and what constitutes damage. And currently, we started our project in 2023 in Nsanje in partnership with several other partners like the Civil Society Network on Climate Change and ourselves and TROCA. We have been trying to get that sense, what constitutes loss and damage.
We caught up with Group Village Headman Isaac Mambundungu. From Nsanje, he bears witness to the transformative power of CARD's intervention in his community. He narrates that there was a time homes lay in ruins and the search for clean water seemed like an insurmountable challenge.
Ntchito za CARD zimene tikuziyankhula pano zikutichitira umboni chifukwa choti umoyo wa anthu yamba kusintha, amba kuti mangira madaiki kuwaphunzitsa anthu zamene nyengo ya mvula ikamabwera ikhangati yachepesedwa mphamvu, komanso kuli ma project angapo amijigo atikumbira kale mijigo itatu, komanso ndi zambiri oti kudzala mitengo atibwesa mbande za nsungwi andi anthu panopa akudzala ndipo zadzatidwa kale oti zaphata zagwiragwira kale kunoko, ndipo ifeyo tibe choyankhula china chilichonse ndiye bungwe la CARD chifukwa cha ntchito yabwino imene akhala kutigwirira kudera kwathu.
Michael Mwale, the resilience officer at CARD, reported that to date, CARD has successfully extended assistance to communities impacted by Cyclone Freddy in 4 group villages in Nsanje, including various interventions such as the provision of micro-grants.
The micro-grants approach is what we are calling locally led anticipatory actions. In this approach, we give the power to the communities, whereby we are providing resources or funds that support their contingency plans, whatever they have in the communities as contingency plans, or that whatever they are planning to reduce disasters or the impact of disasters that affect their communities, we are giving them those resources to implement those plans. And for this project, we are providing a total of 5 million kwacha. And in the first tranche, we provided them with about 3.6 million. And the second tranche, we provided them 1.4 million, in total of 5 million kwacha. And these resources are meant for interventions such as construction of dikes, clearing of drainage systems, and whatever interventions that the communities know will reduce the impact of disasters that they are facing nowadays. So far, the communities that we are working with in Nsanje, they have managed to construct dikes, and we know now they are a bit far away from completing whatever projects they are doing now. Some are constructing dikes, some are doing the clearing of drainage systems, as I mentioned, and also some have even reached the extent of planting like trees in areas that need to be covered in order to reduce disasters such as flooding.
Rebecca Mande, VCPC treasurer from Ngabo in Nsanje, narrates that CARD has gone a long way. In renovating and drilling boreholes, CARD has given them access to clean water. No longer burdened by the struggle of water, families like Rebecca's can now focus on caring for their loved ones without the constant worry of scarcity. Hygiene, once a challenge, has now become a priority, safeguarding the health and well-being of every member of the community.
Kusintha kulipo komanso kuthandiza kulipo kwakukulu kwambiri chifukwa chani anthu amene anali ovutika panopa kutunga madzi azitungirapo pafupi chifukwa choti mwatipasa mjigo umenewu komanso ngati akupita kutali ngati kwamatha kuchedwa kumjigo kutani komapa mjigo abwerera pafupi ni chinthu chonyadisa kwambiri m'mabanja mwawo. Kwa ana ang'ono matenda ngati mwana wang'ono ngati sakusamalidwa bwino pathupi pache ukhondo makhawo ochepa mwina kutsegula mimba kwa monga mukudziwa mwana wang'ono kutsegula mimba kumakhala pafupi koma papa ayi tiyesesa kuti pamenepo zichepe.
Fatima Kenias, the project assistant at CARD overseeing the implementation of the loss and damage project in Nsanje, provides detailed insight into the additional intervention aimed at bolstering the resilience of communities in the area.
We are installing CBCC material, community-based child care centers equipment, whereby we want kids when they go to school, commonly known as Nkumbaphala, they'll have something to use, to play with during break and maybe during other lessons. We have established weather monitoring stations in Kabalakonje Primary School and in Nsanje Catholic Primary School. So the weather monitoring stations composed of Stevenson screen, we have rain gauge, and also we have thermometers. These materials will be used to track the weather of Nsanje. Since before they never had these things, and it will help even children in these schools and surrounding schools to learn how they can track their weather and also see how best they can deal with natural disasters, especially floods, because these areas are one of the areas that were heavily affected by floods. So they can monitor via the rain gauge, see how the rains are coming, and be able to know when to evacuate from their homes to safer areas.
Group Village Mambundungu further said CARD has been instrumental as they provided his community with microgrants to construct a dike barrier against the relentless fury of floods that have plagued Nsanje villages.
Dike ndofunika bwino kwambiri. Yofunikira kopya andi chinthu choyambirira kufunika kwa dike cholinga chathu nkupulumutsa miyoyo ya anthu. Chifukwa choti madzi akamabwera kuti adzitsata njira imene madzi akumapita chaka ndi chaka. Fwa dike ithangatira kwambiri kunena kuti mwina timitsinje tinatati ting'ono madzi asamapeze mpata kumalowelako. Chifukwa choti yamba kuonongaso manyumba ena kumenekonso kuti kuli anthu ochuluka. Kuno kwa group Mambundungu tikanena kumbali ya bungwe la CARD, tikatengera bungwe la Scotland, tikatengera bungwe la Trocare, zimene zikuchitika kunoko kwa GVH Mambundungu, ifeyo timangoyamika kumwamba. Chifukwa choti ntchito imene adamba kuyigwira kunoko kwa GVH Mambundungu, wina aliyense akuona kuli kusintha kwakukulu. Andiso zikuonetsatu poyera kunena kuti bungwe imene ili ndi cholinga pa dziko lapansi pano yothandiza miyoyo ya anthu. Tikupempha bungwe la CARD chimene apangapo asatisire mbuyo, apitirize fwa pali mtsinje wathu pamene paphochola mtsinje sipokhapa pali mwambiri mmene mwaonetsa kuti mwadutsaso madera mwa anthu ena. Ndiye tikanapempha kuti fwa pali madera angapo mmene mukuonetsa kuti mtsinjeso wasintha direction, mmene monso tikanapempha kuti atatithandiziranso kandalama kena kuti mmene momwe kuti tikemo timadaiki ndicho linga choti mtsinje kamabwera uzingodusa male mbali imodzi.
Love Mowinji, the Village Civil Protection Committee Secretary from Ngabu Village in Nsanje District, emphasizes the importance of the dike in mitigating flood impacts.
Dike imenetereza kumadzi osefukira. Madzi osefukira amaononga kwambiri mudzi umenewo ndiye nafenso tidali choona chapafupi unena kuti uteteze mudzi kudzera pakumanga dike. Thangatira ndiye nkosaneneka yakuti kuti thangatira kwambiri potino mene mukaona mudzi umene dike ikupita ikwaloza malo ena kenso kuti kaononge mudzi midzi ya anthu manyumba ndi dike ikangotha ndi itithangatira kopambana kwa basi chifukwa mudzi umene uli okhudzidwa suzakhudzidwanso mpaka kalekale. Anthu amudzi muno achilandira bwino kwambiri ndi mmene mukuwaoneramo akutithangatira miyala popanda kulandira china chilichonse. Akunyamula miyala kudzera kuchokera mu mtsinje momo ndikafikiza pamene akumanga misiri paja zaulere zokazoka.
Milton Nuhanga elaborates on the significance of empowering communities through disaster risk management committees to support their interventions.
We believe that the issues that affect people are at the grassroots. So the people themselves are aware of what structures and what complexities affect their lives. So to us, when we did our assessment, we found that it is important that the committees, nowadays we call them disaster risk management committees, are able to prepare and also to anticipate the types of disasters that affect their communities, and because of that they have the experience and they have the knowledge of what works in the in those communities. So to us we are saying, why don't they get organized in the project, who fund them directly, and then they do it on their own, because in that way the resources go to the right place and the right need that is required in the field.
Moses Mumba, the District Housing Officer for Nsanje District Council, underscores the effective partnership between CARD and the government, emphasizing collaborative efforts in addressing pertinent issues.
CARD, we have a very good collaboration. We have been working shoulder to shoulder in terms of looking at the gaps in the community and making sure that as the government, we are in the forefront of that implementation. So we have been having engagement meetings, looking out on how best we can support issues to do with disaster, resilience building, response, and also learning from experiences in terms of recovery and what have you in terms of other interventions we do in DRM. So as the government, the other organizations are auxiliary, so they're implementing government interventions on behalf of the government. So as the government, we are there to provide the technical know-how to make sure that whatever they're doing is in line with the things which are needed on the ground.
Michael Mwale expressed gratitude for the support extended to CARD by various stakeholders.
We have been receiving a very good and vital support, especially from the various departments of the district council in Nsanje. We've been working like in the area phase of the project. We've been working with the housing department, and this time around we've been working with the relief and rehabilitation office as well, the land resources office, and also the forestry department, because we're implementing interventions that are to do with the land conservation. So we're working very well with those departments in Nsanje.
My greatest advice would be strengthening the linkages, because we have experienced a number of issues where there is minimal coordination, but for loss and damage project, we have seen that we have coordinated very good. The grassroots voices that have been taken on board, and they have also been trusted. So we see that that is a very good approach by engaging the communities, addressing the needs, and the government here providing the technical know-how so that the issues are properly addressed. That should be the way of how we carry out interventions. To the communities who are supporting, I think it's just a great word of appreciation. We are grateful as the council, we are grateful as Nsanje people, because these interventions which we carry out are going to go a long way by saving the communities, because now we are looking into issues of wash, drilling of boreholes. We are looking into issues of providing dike, which is also protecting the communities. So at the end of the day, they should continue supporting the council, they should continue supporting the people in Nsanje to make sure that we are at least moving forward for the benefit of the population here.
Tiyanyadire kwambiri akadi pa ntchito yomwe akugwira kudzera ku Trokea. Ni ntchito yayikulu kwambiri yomwe kutithandizira kudera kwathu komanso kutithandizira kuti miyoyo yathu ipite patsogolo.
Ndikuthokozanso kwambiri bungwe la kadi chifukwa cha ntchito zazikuluzikulu zimene akhala kugwira motsogozedwa ndi bungwe la Trokea komwenso kumene kukuchokera katundu ku Scotland. Ndiye ineyo ndibe mawu ambiri, mawu anga ndikungothokoza Mulungu yekha ndi amene angathandizire zonsezi.
With the complex disasters that we are facing nowadays, it's now time to hand over the baton to the communities. They know the risks that they are going through, and they may know even better how to deal with some of these impacts. So with the local lead anticipatory actions, we are trying to give the power to the people. We are decentralizing the power so that even the donor community knows that the people we are working with have the capacity to handle the money transparently, and they are accountable to whatever we give them.
This is an important project, and we thank the donors, the Scottish government. We also thank the partners that we are working with, SCIAF, Troca, that we worked with for us to enable us to come up with this project. So the need is still huge. We need to continue to advocate for more resources that should be maybe contributed by the international partners, so that we are, or partners that are implementing such projects, are able to access that funding. So we are calling upon international partners to view loss and damage as a very paramount aspect under climate change.